Hello guys and welcome to Broken Sword yet again. We left it where we were going to talk to this guy to get this key, hopefully. We've managed to find out the identity of the bad guy, which is a man called Khan. And he likes to dress up in costume as a clown. We haven't spoken to this dude yet, but we will eventually. There is a phone box there, but I don't think we can use it. We're talking to the lady playing on the piano, so we're going to have a chat to him.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
See if we can
I'm conducting a private investigation.
wangle.
Ah, I know only
Wangle
too
some
well
ideas.
what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
I think George is referring to him as being a clown.
Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
I already did.
Hello, you know I am telling the truth. May Saint Armand strike me down if I lie.
So we found out that Khan is actually Merlin, because the lady that was playing the piano said it was Merlin, and he is Merlin in
The man who
book.
calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar. I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more
Right.
unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Identification. I love the way he says it. Should we show him the picture of
Do you
the scar?
recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
There we go.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
It's Merlin, isn't it? Alias Khan, the clown.
I told you, I cannot tell you that.
So what can you tell me then?
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur.
Oh, I was really hoping he
I'm
would.
still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests.
Oh.
He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So there's no point talking to him about the nose or the tissue. Let's see if we can pick it up anyway.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Okay, that doesn't work. So maybe let's speak to him. He looks like someone we can speak to.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Any clowns come by recently?
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They
Marks
are
and
a
Sparks.
pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Hey,
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
Should we see if he's seen
Do you
the picture?
recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry
Oh,
his
music
photograph?
change.
I'm a private detective.
Can you tell me more about him, please?
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Right.
What is this clown's nose?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm
So
glad to hear
creepy.
it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
There's no
Thanks
point.
for your help.
Goodbye.
I don't think talking to him. So maybe we could speak to her and find out if we can. I don't know.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Okay, maybe not. Can I use the phone? Can I try going upstairs?
The door was locked. The sign on the door read, "The door."
We know that that's... So maybe... Maybe have a look at this again, perhaps.
There was no one registered, but the name in the book for...
What now?
About the key hanging on the hook.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I believe Khan, the man with the scar, is also known as Merlin, the man who has taken room 22.
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's license?
Well, not exactly, but I can explain everything.
I am sorry, but without credentials, I cannot help.
I
That one.
insist you give me the key to Merlin's room.
I cannot do that, monsieur.
This guy Merlin
Why
is a
not?
menace.
So you say, monsieur.
He's not only a danger to society, but to your guests as well. He has toyed with the affections of Lady Piermont.
Ciel! Are there no depths to which he will not sink?
Precisely. He's already killed once, twice, maybe as many as 3 times. With your help, I just might be able to stop him.
But what if he finds out I have helped you? No, I cannot do it.
Why cannot you help me? Right, I'm wondering. She's quite... I wonder whether she could ask if she could, like, get the key or something.
Hi,
or
ma'am.
I can borrow her key.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Aha!
Would you distract the clerk while
Yeah.
I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act,
Always.
darling?
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick. I say, you there, flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Thank you. Quick, 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 go, go, go. Okay, so I think, do I have to...
The door
Oh, I've got
was
to mix
locked.
it with the door. This is one thing I've always
Or
forgotten.
maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
I always forget to mix the key with the door. So, this is the spare room.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Handy, unless you're cooking a bolognese or something. So I don't think there's anything in here to look at apart from...
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
So I don't think there's anything in this room. Obviously, this isn't... Ah, there's the window. I wonder if we can hop to the window. I vaguely remember this. It's amazing. Oh, yeah, it's amazing what you can remember.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits. It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
There's nothing really worth looking, is there?
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Maybe have a look in there. No?
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
There's not much in there, is there?
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Let's have a look. Oh, what's that? There's also... I guess there's nothing for it. I don't know. Should be really naughty and see if it unlocks so we can go back in again.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Uh-oh. Do I need to do anything? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Don't go in, don't go in!
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me.
Oh, that was lucky. Oh,
I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed.
I was not expecting that to happen. I genuinely was not expecting that to happen. I was just thinking if we go up that way, it unlocks maybe or something. Okay, and we can look at his trousers. I'm shocked. I'm like, I couldn't.
A strip along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch. I flipped the pants over. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants.
Oh.
I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end. I found nothing in the pocket. I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord. I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. There was nothing in the pocket.
I think that's everything.
The pocket was empty. There was nothing.
So if we have a look at here, he's been lying to with the name Club Alamut and a fake electrician's ID card. So we've got pretty much a bit more to go with. So I wonder if we can go out again. Yes, we can. Should we try and speak to him again, maybe? See if we can show him the ID card.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
You're an idiot.
Murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
There's no point. I don't want to show him the key. I wonder if she could ask for
Hi,
a
ma'am.
jewellery back or something.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Oh, it hasn't...
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George! Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
So that's not too bad. So we've managed to get the manuscript. Thank you very much, my darling. So I guess we go back to Nico's apartment. I'm sure... Hang on. I'm just trying to think. That manuscript... Or there's something I chucked down in one of the rooms. I don't know if that's now or later. I remember it when I played this last time.
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Ah, yes, the thugs are upstairs, aren't they? So I need to drop I need to drop this outside. I remember this bit.
The cobbles... I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Right, so we need to get out quick. Go back in, George. Go back in. And then we can literally just exit, I think. And I think everything's all right after that. I do love this game, but it's so in-depth. It's got a good story to it.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I ought to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Flip and flap. So, that should be where the manuscript is. There it is.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
That was quite simple, wasn't it?
Hi, how are you?
Did it for me?
Hi. Come in, George.
Right. Let's get down to
You're
business,
just
Nico.
not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
So this is... I'm going to give you just a little bit of backstory in a minute.
Used to pay in. Arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Okay, so before I carry on with them talking, Broken Sword, what they do really well is they chuck in conspiracy theories and the Knights Templar, and it kind of evolves around the Knights Templar, and everything's historical and in-depth, and it's just really kind of gripping. I think the third one is about King Arthur. You know, it's always about finding treasure. I think the second one's about Aztecs. This one's more about the Knights Templar. but it all links in together, if you know what I mean. I think the fourth one's about the Vatican City, so it all has different subtleties and different genres that it talks about. However, it always links in somehow to the Knights Templar, and that is something I think Broken Sword does really well. And gives you a lot of a backstory as well, like manuscripts. You don't really see manuscripts anymore unless you visit a library or, you know, a museum. So although this is a game, it kind of has a lot of echoes of real history to it, which I love. I absolutely love. And I remember playing it when I was a little girl and I just love it. So I'm going to keep continuing to find out what Nico thinks, and hopefully we'll get somewhere a bit further on.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So you've got cows and swords.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
Oh, bull, sorry.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
So you've got all these different things.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
And then we've got these on the sides.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
So I don't know if there's any point in exhausting all these conversations, to be honest.
I have to go.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
So let's go to the Cream Museum. So I'm going to stop there, and we're going to try and find Lobino on the next video. If you guys like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. And I will see you very soon. But thank you again for joining me on this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.